நான் சின்ன வயசுல இருந்து எங்க அப்பா வந்து ஸ்டேஜ் தியேட்டர் பிளேஸ் பண்றது பார்த்திருக்கேன். He did about 110 plays. So most of the time I used to accompany him as a child and watch his shows. It used to be jam packed and he used to get a lot of applause. So my point was only about going and standing on the stage and getting that applause. At the age of whatever 10 and 11, I replaced one child artist and I participated with him, and I got a shield, and that shield was given by some big dignitaries in Hyderabad. Okay. So that gave me an enormous amount of confidence and liking towards dramatics. So I joined dramatics, and எப்பயுமே ஸ்கூல்லையும் காலேஜ்லயும் so unfortunate, நாடகம் போடும்போது இருக்கிற க்ரௌட் அப்படியே விலகி போயிடும். சிங்கிங் இருக்கும்போது எல்லாரும் இருப்பாங்க, ஃபேஷன் ஷோ இருக்கும்போது எல்லாரும் இருப்பாங்க, ஒரு ஸ்கிட் ஆர் பிளே வந்து பெர்ஃபார்ம் பண்ணும்போது யாருமே இருக்க மாட்டாங்க, இல்ல எல்லாம் பேசிக்கிட்டே இருப்பாங்க. அதுவும் வந்து ஷேக்ஸ்பியர் பிளே எல்லாம் போடுறோம் அப்படின்னா கண்டுக்க கூட மாட்டாங்க. It's an irony. We read in the books, we celebrate Shakespeare, but when the plays are performed, nobody watches. So I wanted to break that, and during college also I wanted to get into that. But later, one thing I have to accept the fact that this attention towards dramatics actually became extracurricular, and that extracurricular became my primary aspect. Aதாவது ஸ்டடீஸ்ல I started lagging. I have to accept the fact that I was a mediocre student, and during my 12th, it was a time when, you know, it's like crossroads. நீங்க 12thல வந்து you have to choose whether it is 10thல நீங்க டிசைட் பண்ணணும் MPCயா இல்ல பியூர் சயின்ஸான்னு. I was a MPC, and it is irony is that I was weak in maths, weak in physics, weak in chemistry. You understand this? All the three subjects you're bad, and you're taking MPC, and I thought pure science even more tough. நம்மளுக்குலாம் சத்தியமா மெடிக்கல் டெஸ்ட் கூட வர மாட்டோம் அப்படின்னு. So that's when one teacher sat with me and told, Srikanth, I do understand you're good in dramatics. 9th standard lende I was in dramatics, so 10th, 11th, 12th standard, she says, I know you do very well, sports la nalla pandra. Why is that you're not focusing on studies? But you pay attention, you finish all the homeworks in time, everything you do, but it looks as if you're not liking what you're doing. I said, true ma'am, but she said that is not going to help you. You need to choose one particular subject at least and try to master that. I'll come to this point later. So what happened is I focused on one particular subject, that was computer science, and whether I liked it or not, that particular moment when I started liking that subject, that saved me. Okay. In the board exams, I stood 199. I scored 198 upon 200. I came school second, and I was very excited about it because that gave me a breather. My dad wanted me to do engineering, but when I sat with the institution, the person who was with the academics enrollment admissions told me, listen boy, you're weak in maths. If you're going to take up engineering, you will not complete it within 4 years. It will take 5 to 7 years for you. So I advise you not to take it. You're good in computer science. Don't think arts is inferior. Take up BSc computer science. You have MCA after that. You can do something. And I felt, why not? Then I took up BSc and I started concentrating. I got my first class, not a problem. I got enrolled in the same college for MCA. In the first year, I got movies. But yeah, now the second part comes. The moment when I started doing stage shows and I started doing ramp shows, started earning money, I had a liking. I felt that maybe I'm not so good at computer science. I'm not good at studies. I have to go and do a 9 to 5 job. Why don't I get into something which I am good at, creative side?
Okay.
That's how I got this aptitude. But the moment I did my first film and I was accepted, I knew that I could earn what I could, which I wouldn't have earned during a 9 to 5 job, because I felt my aptitude was not good. I would have been a drop in an ocean, but I didn't want to be the drop in an ocean. See, my scenario was that I was not that good in academics, so it's okay. But I decided to finish my education. I finished my UG. I did go in for my master's.
Okay.
It so happened, coincidence, I got my movie, so okay. If that movie wouldn't have happened, I know how much I struggled to get that movie, how many times I was dropped in some other place.
Yeah.
I literally gave up. The day I gave up, I got a movie. Had that not worked, I would have taken up a job. Maybe I would have worked hard somewhere or other, probably to go to some other country. My brother was a software engineer, so I would have gone worked under him. utilized his expertise. But then I'm always dependent on somebody. I didn't want to be that dependent. I was awake the whole night, in fact.
Okay.
Obviously, I shouldn't, be lying. Very nervous. அதுக்கு முந்தின நாள் வந்து ப்ரிவ்யூ ஷோ இருந்துச்சு. அந்த ப்ரிவ்யூ ஷோ முடிச்சுட்டு வெளில வரும்போது நான் தரையில தான் உட்காந்து பார்த்துட்டு இருந்தேன். ப்ரிவ்யூ ஷோல எல்லா விஐபிஸ் இருந்தாங்க. There were many actors and actresses who had come and they were watching, and many people whom I knew and all had come and they were watching. After the preview show was over, people came. I could see family members are all excited for me and all that. Few friends are all damn excited. But I saw a lot of technicians who watched the movie. They came out and they said to the director, இந்த படம் ஓடாது அப்படின்னு சொன்னாங்க. I still remember that. They said தப்பான கிளைமேக்ஸ், இந்த பையன் இளங்கோவும் பூமிகாவும் வந்து ஒண்ணு சேரக்கூடாது அப்படின்னு சொன்னாங்க. விட்டுட்டு போனாதான் அது வந்து இம்பாக்ட் பெருசா இருக்கும் அப்படின்னாங்க. And I had tears in my eyes. I went to a corner, I started crying and I told sir, அப்ப நான் தோத்துட்டேனா சார் அப்படின்னு. சசி சார் வந்து என் மேல ஷோல்டர் மேல கை வச்சுட்டு, அதெல்லாம் கிடையாதுமா, உன்னே ஞாபகம் வச்சுக்கோ, இந்த படத்தோட வெற்றி தோல்வி டிசைட் பண்றது ஆடியன்ஸ், இங்க இருக்கிறவங்க கிடையாது. சினிமாக்காரங்களுக்கு பிடிக்கிறது வந்து மக்களுக்கு பிடிக்கணும்னு அவசியம் இல்லை, மக்களுக்கு பிடிச்சது அவங்களுக்கு பிடிக்கணும்னு அவசியம் இல்லை அப்படின்னாங்க. எனக்கு அது அதாவது ஒரு சின்ன ஹோப்பா இருந்துச்சு. ஓகே, வெயிட் பண்ணலாம். அண்ட் நைட் ஐ வாஸ் அவேக். அந்த டே ஆஃப் தி ஷோ, மார்னிங் ஃபர்ஸ்ட் ஷோ, I went to both the theaters, Udayam and Devi Paradise, and I saw the kind of response there. That gave me confidence. And it changed the entire scenario. முந்தின நாள் அழுத, எல்லாரும் வந்து ஃபெயில் ஆகும்னு சொன்னாங்க, எல்லாரும் இந்த படம் ஓடாதுன்னு சொன்னாங்க. ஆனா படம் ஓடிடுச்சு, பிளாக் பஸ்டர் ஆச்சு. அண்ட் இன்னை வரைக்கும் இட் செட் அ ட்ரெண்ட் பெஞ்ச். It was not DTS. We didn't have the time to do DTS. Okay. It was only mono. அண்ட் தியேட்டருக்காரங்க எல்லாரும் சண்டை போட்டாங்க தயாரிப்பாளர்கிட்ட. இவ்வளவு நல்ல படத்துக்கு வந்து நீங்க டிடிஎஸ் பண்ணலங்க, என்னங்க நீங்க, பாடல்லாம் அவ்வளவு நல்லா இருக்கு, டிடிஎஸ் பண்ணிருந்தா இன்னும் பெட்டரா இருக்கும்னு. நேரம் இல்லாது, எங்களால சொல்லவும் முடியல. We got stuck with that Apple Penny song in Kulu Manali and we couldn't complete it. The heroine just ran away midst of the song, left me in lurch. So I had no choice. You just can't imagine the kind of hurdles we faced during that movie. Sometimes காலேஜ்ல படிச்சு முடிச்சிட்டு வேலைக்கு போயிருந்தா நிம்மதியா இருந்திருப்பேன்லாம் தோணுச்சு. So I liked the movie, but I didn't understand why everybody said it won't work and it will fail the previous night. So it obviously creates a confusion, இல்லையா? So your mind is totally messed up and nothing works, nothing functions. So அந்த acceptance வந்து it's very very difficult. And first time வந்து 4 பேர் வந்து வீட்டுல வந்து மீட் பண்ணணும்னு சொல்லி வெயிட் பண்ணிட்டு இருக்காங்க வெளியிலன்னு சொல்றது. அண்ட் எனக்கு கால்ஸ் வர ஆரம்பிச்சது எல்லா இடத்துல இருந்தும். எல்லா பெரிய பெரிய நடிகர்கள் வந்து ஃபோன் பண்ணி எனக்கு வந்து வாழ்த்துக்கள் சொல்லும் போது எனக்கு ரொம்ப சந்தோஷமா இருந்துச்சு. அண்ட் ஃபர்ஸ்ட் டைம் பத்திரிகையாளர்கள் வந்து எழுத ஆரம்பிச்சாங்க. தட் வாஸ் அ குட் ஃபீலிங் ஆல் டுகெதர். இமேஜின், நான் காலேஜ் டைம்ல பாக்கெட் மணிக்கு ஃபேஷன் ஷோஸ் பண்ணிட்டு இருந்தேன். I used to go and work as a volunteer in a lot of events where you get paid 1,000, 2,000 rupees. I worked in a petrol bunk also. So I've done everything, all sorts of things to keep myself going. So for a person of that category, you feel very nice for what you are today. So எனக்கு இன்னைக்கு என்ன கிடைச்சாலும் போனஸ் தான் நினைக்கிறேன். No, I did hear to a lot of scripts and that's how I chose those scripts. But few were like in emotion, like Manasallam was not the script I was supposed to do. I was supposed to do Autograph and I was supposed to do another movie with Mr. Cheran. And unfortunately, Cheran and the producer of mine, Oscar Ravichandran, had a fallout. And I had an agreement with Oscar Films because they were the producers of Roja Kutam, a 3-film contract for introducing me. So he gave me a script which was Manasallam. And as a script, it was very nice and emotional and touchy, so I accepted it. But honestly speaking, the movie made revenue, but was not considered a success. But because it made revenue and the producer made profit, it still stands as a success. But according to me, it wasn't. But okay. I definitely feel if I had done Autograph, it would have been as an artist, maturity level better andirukkum. Your grooming of acting skills would have been better. Okay. And the result also could have been better. எந்த ஆர்டிஸ்டுமே ஒத்துக்கலன்னு சொல்லி தான் கடைசியில சேரன் அவரே நடிச்சாரு. And hats off, it worked for him as well. I was doing this movie, Bose, at that particular time, and that's when Mr. K.V. Anand came and narrated to me the script. When I heard to the script, I was so quiet. K.V. Anand finish ஆன பிறகு என்ன கேள்வி கேட்டாரு, உங்களுக்கு புரிஞ்சுதா அப்படின்னு கேட்டாரு. நான் டக்குன்னு அவரை பார்த்து சொன்னேன், சார் நான் சைலண்டா இருக்கேன், எதுவுமே பேசல, எதுவுமே ரியாக்ட் பண்ணலன்றதுக்காக நீங்க கன்ஃபியூஸ் ஆகாதீங்க. இல்ல நீங்க என்ன கன்ஃபியூஸ் படுத்திட்டீங்க, மொத்த கதைக்கும் எந்த ரியாக்ஷன் இல்லாம நீங்க கதை கேட்டுட்டு இருந்தீங்க. இல்ல சார் நான் உங்களை எங்கேயோ டிஸ்டர்ப் பண்ணிடக்கூடாதுன்றதுக்காக தான் அப்படி கேட்டுட்டு இருந்தேன் அப்படின்னா. புரிஞ்சுதா அப்படின்னா, சார் ரொம்ப பிடிச்சிருக்கு சார், இதை நம்ம பண்றோம் சார் அப்படின்னு சொன்னேன். And we were actually supposed to do this film with a producer named A.M. Ratnam. But Mr. A.M. Ratnam got stuck with some other project, and after getting committed in the company, after doing photo shoot, we waited for about 57 days to start the film, and it was not starting. And I had left all my other commitments to do this film. Again, I'm stuck. But the thing is, Mr. K.V. Anand had left two of ஒரு சங்கர் சார் படமும் இன்னொரு பெரிய படத்தை வந்து ஹிந்தி படமும் விட்டுட்டு இந்த படத்தை டைரக்ட் பண்றதுக்கு காத்துக்கிட்டு இருக்காரு. So I can understand how much of a sacrifice he is doing, because K.V. Anand is one of those cinematographers who's the highest paid cinematographers. Mr. Shankar, director Shankar, was so much keen in having him, and Mr. K.V. Anand has worked with him, even Mr. Shah Rukh Khan. He's that kind of a cinematographer. He was worked with Aishwarya Rai and all. And he is sacrificing in sitting. So I definitely didn't want to miss out on it. I know how many actors are willing to be part of the project, but he decided to have me. And Mr. Prashant was supposed to be doing the role of Prithvi Raj, but in the last minute, for some reason, he couldn't. Then me and K.V. Anand came across this person named Prithvi Raj. It was a coincidence that we both suggested each other the name, and that person comes in. Prithvi Raj is about 4 years younger than me, but the guy was extremely talented, very intelligent, fantastic actor, and it was nice that we had him in the project. Then the issue comes with the production. Then Mr. Tenappan comes in. I sacrificed from my salary a very sizable amount to accommodate this new producer. I give back the money which I had gotten as an advance from the previous producer. So I lost twice the money. Literally doing it half paycheck. But I wanted to do that film because I felt good content should come out. And I believed in water desalination. But it was just a strange coincidence. By the time we finished the movie, the former chief minister, the late former chief minister, Amma Jayalalitha, had actually started this as a pet project.
Oh, great.
And it so happened the channel even acquired the satellite rights of this movie. But I'll tell you one thing, in gross revenue, it was considered as a success, but didn't make so much money. It was only appreciated for his intellectual thought process. So that gives you a setback, you know. Feel agro, enna nalla content kuduthalum ஏத்துக்க மாட்டேன்றாங்களே. See, Malayalam was obligation, then it was a friendly commitment. See, Prithvi Raj did movies with me, and when he asked me, one day I will ask you something and you shouldn't say no, I said okay. And it so happened, and one actor who was very pivotal in recommending me to take up acting as a profession, he had requested me to do a Malayalam movie. Though I knew nothing about the movie, head or tail of the movie, I still acted, and I was regretting all through my life of why I did that. But then I was okay doing movie with Prithvi Raj. It was a nice experience. I acted as an antagonist in the movie. But it was nice to work with a friend, and it was nice to see a friend evolve as a director then itself, though he was a ghost director for that movie. But when I talk about Telugu, I know the language quite well. My dad happens to be domiciled from Andhra. So I know Telugu fluently, all the slangs of Telugu. So I didn't mind. And Roja Kutam was a big success as a dub film in Telugu. So there was a heavy response there. And when I did Okariko Okaru, it was a blockbuster. It's a big hit. It became a household. The songs became like, you know, so common. Any channel you take, it's the same songs. But again there, I came to a crossroads where I had to decide whether I'm going to do only Tamil or Telugu. Because you can't be in two places. So again, I left Telugu and I only continued Tamil films because Tamil films are piling up. So again, Telugu people forgot me for a while. Even now, I do some Telugu movies.
Yeah.
I'm happy that people have that respect for me, the love for me, and I'm happy with it. But I consider Tamil as my primary language.
Great.
But it is just that, a collective thought process and business perspective. See, when you're doing a budget film, mid-scale films, when you get revenue from another language, it helps a producer. So as an actor, you're helping the producer get another additional revenue.
Yeah, true.
That's the reason why we do that. See, whether it is important to career for an actor, it is also an experience to work with certain directors, technicians of that category. The cinematographer of that movie had already worked as an associate cinematographer in my movie, so I am very familiar with him. We are good friends. It's fine. Director Shankar was a dream come true to work with. Everybody has that in life. I had to work with Mr. Bala. I had to work with Mr. Gautam Menon. I may want to work with Mr. Maniratnam or with Mr. Shankar. These are people whom everybody aspired to work with. At particular point, people wanted to work even with Amir. So these are the people whom you want to work with. I had an opportunity to work with all the three of them. In fact, four of them. But it all got missed out. I had signed for a movie with Mr. Gautam Menon. That never happened. Post Kaka Kaka. I signed a movie with Mr. Maniratnam. And again, this accident takes me back. I had to opt out. With Mr. Balasar also, because of somebody else making a mistake, I was not considered. So like this, there were times, when I missed out. When Shankar sir's approach came, I thought for no reason I'm missing this out. So what I did, I cancelled 4 of the films where I got committed, gave them back the money, and I said, I want to go and learn something from this gentleman. I want to be part of that project. And I'm getting an opportunity to share the screen with good friends of mine like Mr. Vijay and Mr. Jiva, with whom I was more familiar with prior to that movie. Okay. So it was a fantastic experience. We celebrated the movie. We enjoyed working in it. And Shankar sir is one of the most humble, soft, very, very lovable person to work with. I think if anybody has to start his career, should work with Mr. Shankar, because he's so humble and he's such a perfectionist. He's so focused and he can be so nice to a newcomer. Okay. So you can understand how you'll treat an established actor. Great. For him, he treats his stars like stars. They are stars for him. And that gives you a lot of confidence as an actor. And that movie was at that particular time kind of come back for me, because there was a 3-year lull at that particular time. Nothing was going on fine. And this movie comes from nowhere and it works. And it happened to be from the same production I was doing a movie. Okay. And Mr. Shankar saw a movie where I did in that production. Gemini Productions, already. I'd done 2 films. Okay. My first Telugu direct film was Gemini Productions. Then again, I did another movie with Sudha Kongara, who did Irdi Sutru. Yeah. She is Mani sir's AD. Her first film was with me. Okay. Director Shankar saw the movie, which was Drohi, and then he casted me in Nanban. And it was a good film, and it went on to be a success. See, at the end of the day, that is with the aptitude of the individual, whether it's a he or a she. அவங்க என்ன எதிர்பார்க்கறாங்க, where is their liking or probably preferences or what they are passionate about. See, if somebody is inclined towards creative, அதாவது நான் ஒரு நல்ல கதையை உருவாக்கணும், நான் நல்ல படத்தை தயாரிக்கணும், இயக்குனர் ஆகணும் அப்படின்னு நினைச்சாங்கன்னா, அதாவது they feel that I should create an actor அப்படின்னு நினைச்சாங்கன்னா, that's nowhere lesser than being a star actor, because today directors are as big or bigger than even actors. There's no doubt about it, and highly respected. Today, most of the directors are all either undergraduates or even have done PG. So they're all highly educated who are all coming in today into cinema, which is a good sign. That means that people are getting educated well, groomed well, then coming, they are in better frame of mind and to define what they want. Next, in cinema, you have so many. Music, there is sound engineering, and in music, you have different layers. You have a programmer. You can also be someone who is good into some instrument and want to come and be there. You can be a monopoly in that also. You won't even know how many films you're doing. Each musician would have done hundreds and hundreds of movies we are not even familiar with. எல்லாரும் என்ன நினைக்கிறாங்க, எப்பவுமே ஒரு ஹீரோ தான் வந்து அதிகமா சம்பாதிப்பாங்கன்னு நினைப்பாங்க. கிடையவே கிடையாது. நீங்க ஒரு நகைச்சுவை நடிகரா இருந்தீங்கன்னா, ஒரு நடிகரால வந்து ஒரு வருஷத்துல 4 படம் பண்ண முடியும்னா, ஒரு நகைச்சுவை நடிகர் 20ல-30 படம் பண்ணுவாங்க. ஒரு காலகட்டத்துல கவுண்டமணி செந்தில் இல்லாத படமே கிடையாது, வடிவேல் இல்லாத படமே கிடையாது. அவங்களுக்கு தூக்கமே இல்லாம இருந்துச்சு. சந்தானம் வந்து நான் ஒரு படத்துக்கு கமிட் பண்ணும்போது சந்தானம் அவர்கள் 28 படம் பண்ணிக்கிட்டு இருந்தார். He was earning more than any actor, all actors put together. Now you think at the aspects. Okay, and you can be even probably a lyricist. You can be இன்னைக்கு computer graphics play a major role. You know, computer graphics, the pricing is per second, per frame. If I have about 22 minutes of content of computer graphics, imagine how much. ஒரு பாகுபலிக்கு without computer graphics cannot be anything.
True.
Lot of people for Hollywood films outsource Indian platforms where they prepare and they send it across, but nobody is aware of it.
True.
Because there are clauses or agreements where they don't reveal, but revenue is shared by both the people. See, that one thing is there, definitely. You need to have contacts, yes. Or people should have the presence of mind to go through the film directories, get in touch with the managers concerned with the actors, and try to reach out. But to be very honest, in today's scenario, reaching an actor is not at all difficult when you have so much of exposure towards social media. Because either ways, all actors are connected in social media, so they get to know the actor somewhere or other. Yes, we may not get the personal contact as such, but you will know how to reach them and your content is shared with them. But yeah, அந்த கதை கேட்கறதும் வந்து 100 பேர் வருவாங்க கதை சொல்றதுக்கு. நீங்க எல்லாரும் கேட்கவும் முடியாது. அண்ட் எல்லாரும் அவங்க கதையை வந்து சிறந்த கதை நினைச்சிட்டு வருவாங்க. பட் யூ நோ when you hear it is yet another script.
Okay.
So and everyone who has a good script not necessarily can deliver it also. நான் இத்தனைக்கும் சொல்றேன், ஒரு இயக்குனர் வந்து மிக பிரமாதமா வந்து கதையை சொன்னாரு. கதையை கேட்கும்போது அப்படி இருந்துச்சு. படம் எடுக்கிற 3வது நாளே தெரியும் இது பெரிய ஃபிளாப்னு. And I felt such a trauma every day when I came back home. Oh, this is going to be very bad. People are going to make mockery out of me. I saw carpet. I told, what a ridiculous movie, worse than a TV serial, is what I commented. Okay. And I told that director, you put me in a coffin. Sometimes people are good narrators, they're not good creators.
Okay.
And good creators not necessarily have to be good narrators. If you ask Mr. Keviana to narrate a script, he may not be in the best of his narration, but he can deliver it. Lot more competitive even then and even now. The competition is always there. It is never that easy. Only thing is that now you have certain things called short films and all these candid videos, pilots which they do, which somewhere give an exposure for all these movies where they can be casted as a new face. Okay. And today there are so many channels or so many YouTube channels where people start anchoring, they get exposure, they also want to become an actor. Okay. So the exposure is there now, but I would say competitiveness has always been there. I know how much I struggled to get. I was supposed to be launched in a movie called Kadal Virus. Mr. Kadir was the director. I worked 1 year for it. I did even the test shoot. It was on a new year. And on the Jan 1st morning, everybody wants to hear positive news. They don't want to hear a setback. And I was given a Tirunelveli halwa in a spoon and told to me that you're not going to be part of the movie because another actor, Mr. Richard, no offense, it was his lucky day and he fitted the bill perfect. I was dropped. But I had grievances like 1 year I was part of it and now 1 week before the Muhurat you're dropping me. What will be my state of mind? How will I face the people? I sacrificed my education also. But actually I didn't sacrifice my education. These are all the grievances I'll have in my mind, isn't it? So it's again for me ground zero, again starting from scratch. It's tough.
Yes, sir.
One person's luck is another's uncertainty or unfortunate moment. That's about it. 10 தடவை டேக் பண்ணி வந்து அதை வந்து கரெக்டா பண்ணல அப்படின்னா that's a hard work gone in vain தான். That's no talent. So you need to also groom yourself. You need definitely talent.
Okay.
And every actor gets refined only with working with quality directors. So it's essential for artists how early or how fast they get to work with good quality directors, that better you become.
Okay, sir.
Otherwise, your journey is a lot more slower, or whatever fame you're looking at, getting catapulted to that is also slower. That is, you're climbing up about 8 floors by stairs, but you want to take a lift and go straight away.
You
You
can't.
need to work with such directors because they refine you as a better actor. நடக்கவே நடக்காது. தயவு செய்து அது பண்ணவே பண்ணாதீங்க. அது லைஃப்ல பண்ற மிகப்பெரிய தவறா இருக்கும். எனக்கு தெரியும் இந்த எத்தனை பேர் வந்து எஜுகேஷனை வந்து விட்டுட்டு எக்ஸ்கியூஸ் கொடுத்துக்கிட்டு வரணும்னு நினைக்கிறாங்க. I know one boy who was like hell bent, who fought with his parents, left the house and came. I had to, counsel him and send him back. It was not my headache or my responsibility to do it, but I felt that if I could do that to him, why not? I'm spoiling that boy's life knowingly.
True.
So I felt somewhere responsible. I took that responsibility. I tried to, counsel him and send him back. I'm happy today he stuck to his job.
Okay.
See, not all the time, and not all the actors are what they are. I know there are people who are much more good looking than me, are much more talented than me, who are still not getting an opportunity. You need that pinch of luck also, and right opportunity is required. You never know when you get the right opportunity. And there is nothing like only getting launched as a hero. You could be in some TV serial, suddenly you can get into, you can be in a reality show, suddenly become a big star. Sivakarthikeyan was a contestant when I was doing a judge for a show. Today he's one of the biggest stars.
True.
So it can happen in anybody's life. But I think most important aspect is you need that basic education, without which it's not going to be useful for you.
Yeah, even
நாளைக்கு இல்ல அப்படின்னா உங்க குடும்பத்தை வந்து நடுத்துறையில விட்டுறக்கூடாது. நீங்க ஏதோ ஒரு தொழில் பண்ணக்கூடிய திறமைக்கு இருக்கணும். அதுக்கு தான் நாட் ஒன்லி தட் எஜுகேஷன் மேக்ஸ் a lot of difference. நீங்க நாளைக்கு ஒரு பிளாட்ஃபார்முக்கு போறீங்க, ஒரு நடிகரான பிறகு போறீங்க, you are there in a debate, you are there in a meeting, you should be able to address them in the right way with right thoughts. If you are not going to have good education, you will not be in a good frame of mind and you will be acting dumb there. And I think that shouldn't be. And then again you become a mockery. Oh, actors are no brainers abin soliduvanga. Never should it be. If I didn't have education, I could have been there. Because I feel today I have that education, I can face any crowd at any given point of time in any topic where I know to ascertain, because our Indian education is such that whether we apply chemistry in our day-to-day life or not, we still study. We study all the subjects invariably. But yeah, this is very important, where an institution, along with probably the people who are concerned with academics and the parents, should also know what the kids, their aptitudes are, passion towards whatever it is. It's like Nanman Singh Marida. When somebody who is not inclined in engineering, you force him into engineering, or somebody who is inclined in arts and science is forced into engineering, or engineering student who wants to be into medicine, it's the same. Or medicine person who is forcing into engineering, is going to be the same thing.
Okay, sir.
In 60% of the people are impulsive and they take decisions in impulse. That is why parents are much more matured. They tell us, நீ இதை முடிச்சுட்டு போப்பா அப்படின்றாங்க. ஏன்னா அப்போதைக்கு இன்னும் உனக்கு அதே அந்த லைக்கிங் இருக்கா, அதே கிரேவிங் இருக்கா, அதே ஆஸ்பிரேஷன் இருக்கான்னு நீ பாத்துக்கோ. இருந்துச்சுன்னா அதை முடிச்சுட்டு போ. நெக்ஸ்ட் நாளைக்கு பிடிக்கலையா, திரும்ப ரிட்டர்ன் வந்து நீ ஒரு வேலையும் பண்ண முடியும், உன்னை வந்து நீ தாங்கிக்க முடியும். இதுக்காக தான் சொல்றாங்க. That's why, but still we find fault with parents. Don't we? All the kids find fault with parents. ஏன்னா ஒருத்தரை பொறுத்து மெக்கானிக் இன்ஜினியரிங் பண்ணிட்டு இருக்கும் போது, இல்லப்பா எனக்கு வந்து கம்ப்யூட்டர் சயின்ஸ் பண்ணணும், இல்ல எனக்கு வந்து சிவில் பண்ணணும் அப்படின்னா அவங்களுக்கு தெரியும் எது வந்து அவங்களுக்கு ஒர்க் ஆகும், which will be practical. இது they know, but end of the day we have contradictions. I'll tell you one thing, a simple example சொல்றேன். Do you know how many years an assistant director has been in the industry and who has not become a director still, and who is still not successful in life as well? But he is there with best of directors and helping them with their content. 18 years, 20 years, 25 years, and still they are the same assistant directors. But there are certain assistant directors who would have worked with certain directors and today they might be something else.
True.
Mr. Shankar was a director who worked with Mr. SAC, who has worked with Mr. Manobala, and today he is bigger than any of them.
True.
It can happen any which way. It can be vice versa. You never know.
Okay.
I before got Roja Kutam, I struggled for 3 years.
Hmm.
Literally struggled for 3 years. I was given a movie offer in my second year of college. And after 3 years or 3.5 years, I got my movie. And I was dropped in 3 films. Each time I had done a TV serial, I was promised a movie. I was never given that movie. I was making a salary of 750 rupees. But I knew my life cannot sustain with 750 rupees. So I left the serials and then aspired to my same aspect of getting into modeling and education simultaneously. I gave up movies, but I got it. You never know. Sometimes there are people who are ready to spend any amount of money and getting into a movie that is again wrong. You never know.
Yeah.
Can I ask you
I
one question? Engineer or probably a good doctor. It does take them 4 to 5 years, and a doctor to be 6 years, 7 years,
true.
at
Yes,
least 5 to 6 years.
it takes them, sir.
Can I become a doctor, a good surgeon straight away? Can't.
Okay.
You need that basic time frame. So why is that nobody has got the patience or nobody wants to give that time frame for movies? மூவிஸ் மட்டும் வந்தோமா முடிச்சோமா எடுத்தோமா போனோமான்னு இருக்கணும்னா அதுக்கு என்ன எடுதுன்னா ஒரு சில பேர் காரணமா போயிடுறாங்க. அந்த ஒரு சில
Okay.
பேர் உதாரணம் வந்து ரொம்ப தவறான உதாரணம் ஆயிடுது.
Hmm.
இன்னைக்கு half people come half baked.
Yeah.
Sorry, most of them come half baked.
Yeah.
There are some one film wonders, some directors, just because it worked with them. But how passionate he or she is towards more, we don't know. We can't even compete with them. I know a person, poor guy, he has not paid his rental for last 3 months or 4 months. He is staying at another gentleman's house. How sad for him when he is already married and has kids and he couldn't support it because of Corona. What trauma he must be going through.
Exactly, sir.
It's a very sad state. See,
Very
I'll
sad.
tell you, there are good sides of this industry, there are sad sides of this industry. Entertainment industry is the biggest business, a revenue generating one of the biggest revenue generating one for a government. But at this particular crisis, entertainment is the last option. It is not a priority for anybody. Yeah, very nice question. I like to throw some light onto it. Anything this industry is always being targeted because knowingly or unknowingly, a lot of people come from this industry into politics. They go into branch out to many other things. They're always there in limelight or center of attention. So it becomes a issue or a area where it is debated widely. And when it comes to gender equality or pay scale, I would say it's the same anywhere else, but I don't think it is that way. There are certain places where a lady is paid a lot more. I think it's only based on their qualification or probably their achievement there. Even when it comes to movie, I'll tell you a very frank and open statement right now. How can someone say that? It has all changed. It's not like that. Today, an actress Nayantara earns much more salary compared to any male actor, many male actors. She earns more than me. I might be an established actor, but she gets a better salary than me. So should I feel inferior about it? No. That's very nice that someone of her stature, grown to that kind of stature.
True.
It's not like that. But it's very wrong to compare. She's like among the actress, she's very big. So her pay scale and you don't compare it with Mr. Vijay or you don't compare with Mr. Rajinikanth, the superstar. Today, superstar might get 100 crore plus salary. But for getting that 100 crore plus salary, what is the kind of hits or revenue he has generated and given for the industry?
True.
So it's a wrong comparison, isn't it? And then, how does an actor grow or evolve to get this kind of salary? Audience, you audience are the ones who make a star who or he or she is. So you decided to put Mr. Rajinikanth there. You decided to put one Nayantara there. So why blame or again talk about gap?
True.
It is their capability, their achievement. But today, definitely it is a different scenario. Women are earning better, very well. Yes. Before also they were earning, just that the numbers were smaller, but number of films they were doing are more. I'll tell you what is the difference. A hero can do a maximum of 3 to 4 films in a year. Generally. Or top-notch actors prefer to only do so many movies. They can't get more releases than that because the expectations are so high, the budgets are so high, number of films or commitments can be lesser.
Yeah, okay.
But an actress in a month will be doing 3 to 4 films. Now in a year they might be doing about 15-20 films because their time frame in a movie is much lesser compared to the male.
Yeah.
So if you look at it, they are invariably earning the same kind of revenue.
Oh, true, sir, true.
எனக்கு receiving the first state award, it was Best Actor Special. That was the only year when there were 2 Best Actors.
Okay.
And the other Best Actor was Mr. Vikram, Chian Vikram.
Great.
He is an actor who I admire, I look up to sharing the dais and sharing an award along with an actor of his caliber itself was an award for me. So that was a moment for me to cherish and gave me a lot of nervousness when I went out to the stage because I started sweating in an AC auditorium when I was meeting our late Madam Dr. J. Jayalalitha அவர்கள் அவங்கள சந்திக்கும் போது அந்த ஸ்டேட் அவார்ட் வாங்கும் போது I was so touched and so emotional. And I was receiving it along with Mr. Vikram. It was a great feeling. And I still remember him telling me, he's telling me, great achievement. You got it earlier than me, he said. Nice. I know the amount of sacrifice or hurdles he would have faced.
True, sir, true.
In life. ஸ்டூடெண்ட்ஸ்க்கு அட்வைஸே தேவையில்லை. வந்து அந்த கனவு இருக்கு, அது பண்ணணும்னு நினைச்சாங்கன்னா கண்டிப்பா சாதிக்கலாம். ஆனா என்னைக்குமே நம்ம வந்து பாதுகாப்பா இருக்கிறது ரொம்பவே நல்லது. அண்ட் கல்வி வந்து அது என்னைக்கும் வீண் போகாது. ஏதோ ஒரு வகையில வந்து அது டெஃபினட்டா பயன்படும். ஸோ எல்லாரும் உங்களுடைய அந்த கல்வியை முடிச்சுக்கோங்க. உங்களுக்கு அப்பவும் வந்து ஆர்வம் இருந்ததுன்னா நீங்க சொன்ன மாதிரிதான் உங்களோட அந்த ஆர்வம் இன்னும் இருந்தது அப்படின்னா சினிமாக்கு வாங்க. சினிமா வந்து ஒரு கடல் மாதிரி, டெஃபினட்டா எல்லாருக்கும் அதுல ஏதோ ஒரு வகையில வேலை இருக்கும் உங்களோட திறமைக்கு பொறுத்து. அண்ட் சினிமால வந்து திறமைக்கேற்ற வேலை தான் டெஃபினட்டா இருக்கு. அண்ட் வரவேற்கிறோம். யங்ஸ்டர்ஸ் டெஃபினட்டா வந்து உங்களோட டேலண்ட்டும் சரி, உங்க பொட்டன்ஷியலை வெளிப்படுத்துங்க. இன்னைக்கு யூ சி டிஃப்ரெண்ட் வே ஆஃப் எடிட்டிங், கம்ப்யூட்டர் கிராஃபிக்ஸ் வேற லெவலுக்கு எவால்வ் ஆயிருக்கு. இது ஸ்டூடெண்ட்ஸ் வந்து விஸ்காம்ல படிச்சுட்டு வராம, மல்டிமீடியாலாம் படிச்சுட்டு வராம இருந்தா அதெல்லாம் நடந்திருக்காது. டைரக்டர்ஸ் அவங்களுடைய கண்டென்ட்ஸ் ஆர் டிஃப்ரெண்ட். It's all getting a different aspect. Understand one thing, Mr. Shah Rukh Khan, whatever he is, he's also a gold medalist MBA graduate. So understand that his MBA skills worked in creating an empire what he's having right now.
Yeah.
So education never went waste. So always think on those lines, because a person who is educated and also a good actor makes a much more better life for himself or herself. Thank you.